Hello all, it's James Johnson, aka Sulphurblade, and I'm back here with War on the Sea and our continuing Imperial Japanese Navy Let's Play, where we're featuring the Tokyo Express mod on the beta build of the game. That being said, let's just jump right into the action and get the game underway. Right, it seems a submarine has appeared upon loading the game. That seems to happen frequently when you load up the game. I'm not sure why. Let's just verify everything is still moving about and doing its thing. It seems to be so. Didn't we mark 2 cruisers and thought we did? Oh, we did, but it's the wrong mark. Got it. 8 destroyers. Subpack 2. All right. We'll do a save on the sub on land save. Overwrite. And begin. Just making sure we weren't on land. Absolutely, we're a long ways away from land, that's for sure. Seems we have a fairly nice setup here. Looks like extreme range. Right, I-29. Go ahead and brake. Want you to come over just a tad bit. We'll even up at, say, 241. Okay, good enough. I-27. Rudder amidships. Slightly back. Okay, they should be at both 241. I-27, you're gonna target number 2. And I-29, you're gonna target number 7. Fast forward a little bit. Right about there. I-29, you can come back to 8 knots. We're going to want to shoot right about now, but we need to make sure we have the best solution possible, which means identifying these ships. And that one's easy, that's a Fletcher. So, I-29, you will recognize said American destroyer as a Fletcher. I-27. You're looking at 2, which... yeah, I'm not sure what this guy is. We've got 2 relatively close stacks with 4 normal guns. Relatively close stacks. 4 normal guns, 2 torpedo tubes. This is a Porter class. Alright. Now we will let that solution gain its 10 or so extra points. It's probably done it now. Okay. I-27, you're looking at an 8,500 yard shot compared to considerably closer for the Fletcher shot. So I-27, you're going to shoot first. 2 at 1. Fire. And we're going to give it a nice long count. Alright, I-29, we're gonna let you take your shot. Now. And then on these guys, we're just gonna go ahead and tell them to stop. We either hit stuff or we don't this time around because they're gonna... DDs are gonna be too far past to really try to shoot again. Of course, there could be a hunter that comes and sees us. If we hit something. I might not have timed that well. Not very well at all. And I have a feeling we're not going to hit the Porter. Or will we? We might actually. Will we get her with both? Come on. Dud. Are you kidding me? Well, that was unfortunate. What is their C stand? 5. Go ahead and fast forward to see who the hunter is going to be, if there is going to be a hunter. Are they all going to be hunters? They all seem to be... Well, not all. I'm not sure what's going on here, but I don't like the look of it. Fire one. Fire one. I don't know what's going on. I'm a little worried here. Right, 4. I think you might end up getting hit by accident. Which is just fine with me, I guess. Or maybe you won't. Nah, it's gonna go way well behind you. Will the Fletcher turn back into it? No, I don't think so. Fire another one. I-29. Fire another one. Wait. Porter gonna get hit? It did. Sweet. That turn. Right, I-27. Stop targeting. Retarget. Fletcher, please. What is Fletcher doing? Fire on the Fletcher. I-29. You need to maneuver. All back. All over. Am I turning the right way? 241, yeah. I-29. Fire another torp. Pause. I-27. Retarget. Stop on the Fletcher. Target 5. Right, rotor midships, please. It's a Mahan. ahead and take your shot on the Mahan. That is gonna miss. I-29, retarget. The Mahan. And we want you to wait, this Mahan's been hit before. Well, that's wonderful, actually. Let's hit it again. Come on, come on, come on. Thank you. Fletcher was missed again. Man, that I fired quite a few at the Fletcher, and she had none of them hit. The Porter's dead in the water, but hasn't sunk yet? I mean, huh. I-29, go ahead and even out. Rudder amidships. I-27, actually make turns forward. Come right. The Mahan looks like she's coming dead in the water. Wait, what's going on with the, huh? Who's doing what here? I-29, what are you doing? Why are you going all ahead full? I have no idea why. I didn't tell you to do that. Stop. What are you doing, I-27? You're all the way head full. And what's going on here? They're not in formation. Target 1. I don't know what it's up to. What are they up to now? We have a course change? Out. I-29, you can spin in place. The hell? This group is behaving erratically like I've never seen before. Yeah, target 3, please, quickly. I-27, what are you doing? You're steadying up on said course. Turn all the way around the other way. Summers heading right at us. Alright. I-29. Fire 1. Fire another one. Mahan's finally gone down. Porter's still up though. "35 knots. Full speed ahead. Damn the torpedoes," is what Summers is saying. Oof. She might be wishing she wasn't so reckless. But she's not slowing down. She is not slowing down. I-29. You're gonna speed up. You're gonna... No. I don't want to change depth. I want you to... get out of her path. Quickly. Alright, straighten out. You know what? You can dive. Go ahead. I-27. You're fine where you are. I want you just to make turns back. Who are you tracking, I-27? You're not tracking anyone. Well, target Fletcher. I-29. Yeah, keep coming over. You're gonna finish off the Porter, since it hasn't sunk yet. What is the Summers doing? The Summers is still trying to hunt? What is your solution? Alright, go ahead and fire one. We'll miss the Fletcher another time. And retarget Summers. That's the wrong way. My God. This destroyer is nuts. One at the Summers, please. And thank you. I-29, you're You've turned too far. Please come back. I-27. Yeah, back this way now. No, that's the wrong way. That way. Okay, Summers is down. Nice. Fletcher gonna finally get hit? Maybe. Or maybe it's gonna go right behind her. It went right behind her. Right, I-29. Like you to slow up a bit. Zero. No, 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 no. You're turning the wrong way, buddy. And who are you targeting, by the way? Target Porter, please. Porter needs to be put out of her misery. Rudder midships, please. Go ahead and slow your turns. Bar one. Too deep? Why are we too deep? What's going on here? Yeah, I did make you dive, didn't I? I forgot all about that. God, how deep did I have you? Honestly, let's see what's going on down here. We're awfully close to a shipwreck that's right there. Awfully close to that shipwreck. This is a dangerous situation we did not need to put ourselves into. Actually speed up a little bit. Looks cool. Sit still. Are you up to firing depth yet? No. Alright, I believe we're at depth. Go ahead and fire one. Let's put this ship out of her misery. Now, what should happen in this situation is this ship should be firing torpedoes down the line of bearing that my torpedoes are incoming on, because the sonar operator would hear the torpedoes coming from that line of bearing, and the ship's captain would just throw torps down that line of bearing because the sub is in that direction. But that never happens in this game. Especially a ship that's sitting dead in the water like this, it would have nothing left to lose by doing so. Put her down for good. Yep. It's enough watching that. Time to leave the battle. Alright, should be 6 points for 3 destroyers. Minor damage here. Fletcher got away. Minor damage there. There it is. Change your course after this small fleet with a small group of Vals. I don't know what I'm thinking here, but evidently I'm thinking I might be able to do a little bit of damage. Kind of a wing of a prayer type attack. any of them currently damaged? Moderate damage on 3. Well, 3 it is. Target 3 and attack. Now. All in. Tally ho! Oh no! We lost one! We lost all 3! But we did get a few hits. But was a few hits enough to do anything? It really doesn't look like it. Well, slightly more damage actually. Yeah, you're off in the rightish direction. Excuse me, guys. We got a fleet returning home. Oh, I want to do a complete makeover on that fleet actually, so we'll let it get a little closer. Alright, it's probably close enough. Alright, Surface Action Group 1. Do we have any wounded ships? No. Let's go ahead. We're gonna release the Fuji. That should give us 3 command points immediately because it's not damaged. Maybe I have to finish what I'm doing here. I'll release that guy too. 3, 6. Nine, 12, Alright, we can leave 3 Momies in. I don't want to completely phase them out, but I do want to have a little bit more well, one of them's not a Momi, right? One's a Yaguma. So we're leaving 2 Momies in place. So then we finish this, will it give me my command points? What if I put the time forward? No. Alright, well, I guess that is what it is. New sea. Japan. Wakatakis we've used up. Alright, the Kagero and the Ashashio classes are virtually identical, it seems like. That's the class I like to use with my aircraft carriers because of the AA layout. Hatsuharu. This is the one that should have radar. No. Why is it expensive? $18 torpedo tubes? That could be a reason. Fubuki has 18 too. Fubuki has 18 shorter range torpedoes that travel slower. And Fubuki goes back down in price. Matsuki. Has sonar, it has 2 guns aft, which is kind of interesting. Long-range slow torpedoes. Only 18 depth charges. That's less than ideal. However, that actually might be just right for this group now that I'm thinking of it. The Mine Kazi I'm kind of using as my alternate ASW ships, right? Yeah. Alright, so yeah, we're actually going to use the Kamikaze class because they're cheap, because they have sonar, and because they actually don't have that many depth charges. The purpose of these ships is purely to escort this task force, so they're not actually hunting submarines. So they're not going to come across, or they shouldn't come across submarines nearly as often as ships I intend to go out and hunt submarines. So the smaller amount of depth charges is actually probably, this is probably where I can best utilize this ship, now that I'm thinking about it. So we will go ahead and we will get 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll hit done. Right, and then we're gonna merge. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. Okay, now we need to set up these ships in the appropriate light cruisers there. 5 and 4 should be the heavy cruisers. I would think that's where I would want the heavy cruisers. However, I've got them at 3 and 2, which is actually not that bad either. It's in the center of the group. Yeah, I'm fine with that. 5 and 4 might be a good spot for the Momies, which that just happens to be where they are. Leaving... Which one is the Yugumo? These all have 520, so these are the new ones. This is the Yugumo here. The Yugumo's at 6. Strange location. You should probably be at 10. Alright, and go ahead and rearm ships, please. Right, now if we get jumped by submarines, we can actually, I don't know, attempt to do something about it, where before it was just kind of like, Yugumo, you think you can find it by yourself? Probably not. Right, back to your anchorage. And let's concentrate on the Bettys. We have those destroyers again, huh? How many fish do we got? 4 and 3. Oh boy. I mean, it's enough we could kill something, but if hunters come hunting, we're not going to have much to shoot back at a hunter. I think it would be a bad idea. Though if we just fire at a distance and run... Alright, we'll do it. Begin. Where are our friends at? Over. I-29 break. Come on over. Target. No. Stop targeting 5. Target 4. There. I-27. Target 3. At I-27, I feel like you've turned enough. Go ahead and even out. Come on down to 5, I-29. Even out. Stay at 8. Okay, you've settled at 2, 3. No, we're paused. We're settling in at 222. both settled on 222. Good. Now let's just compress time a little. Alright, we're gonna have to ID. Wait, what's going on here? I didn't have the right tab open. Alright, is it a Mahan? There's 2 sets of torpedo tubes. The bear guns on the back. Slightly wider stacks. Yep. I-29. You're looking at 4. Well, that's an easy one. That's our favorite one to shoot at. The Fletcher. The most dangerous of the American destroyers. Alright, we have 9554 compared to 86. So we're gonna have to take the Fletcher shot first. How many torps we got? We got 3 total. We're gonna fire 2. Yeah, we're just gonna fire 2. We're gonna save 1 in case a hunter comes. Fire. What sea state do we got? 5. Alright, I-27. We've got 4. Alright, I feel something about like... Not yet. About like now. Back off. Back off. Timing is not going to be horrible. It's not going to be perfect, but it's not going to be horrible. the real question is, are any of the torps going to hit? Mahan's look behind it, Fletcher's look in front of it. Okay. This Fletcher might catch one in the nose. We're in a shallow spot here. So this is an interesting type of platform. Subs would utilize this type of terrain to their benefit, in that because the surface of the sea comes up, it kind of channels, well, let's just say that sonar acts strange. It doesn't travel in a straight line. It travels the path of least resistance. Sound is lazy. It likes to go to colder water because colder water has denser molecules. In this situation, a lot of your sound would end up traveling to the coldest water, which is the bottom. But because there's actually a barrier there, the sound would then refract and then bounce off of the next surface it would find, which would be the surface of the water. This type of a shelf would cause a kind of a scattering effect for sound, in that it wouldn't come back in a clear. It wouldn't travel as straight of a line as it would if there wasn't this type of undersea gradient, if you will. I don't know if that made any sense to anyone, but let's just say in real life we're parked in a pretty good spot. In fact, I think a lot of sub-commanders would actually purposely bottom out at this point and just sit on the ocean floor, or as close to the ocean floor as possible. Really? We sunk that Fletcher with one torp. That's excellent. Both of these guys are continuing to head straight at us. Who is tracking who? Well, the right parties are tracking the right counterpart. Slowly make turns forward. I'm going to bring the rudder over. We're going to do the same thing here. Slowly make turns forward. Bring the rudder over. Alright, rudder amidships, please. Rudder amidships. Okay, we're gonna increase speed a little bit on you. Maybe decrease speed a little on you. I'm not as willing to let them get close, knowing that I have no torps to play with. Right. I-29. Gonna fire one now. Fired at 4900-ish approximately. Wait, no. That was I-20. Ah, crap! I fucked that up. Alright, I-27. Make your course that way. Best possible speed. I-29, back down, back into the shallows. I-27, you're gonna actually do a wild shot, which is gonna require a lot of gyro angle. But go ahead. That's gonna come like right around and do a big frickin' circle. This shot on the Mahan is gonna miss. Alright, I-29. You're gonna take your crack at it. You only have one torp, right? Yeah. Fire. And get the flock out of here. I don't know, feels like it might mishaft, even though it looks good here. It looks really good here, but man, it doesn't look good there. Yeah, it's aft. The the one on the Fletcher is looking like it might miss too. Yep. See that? The Fletcher dodged. Nice to see the subs dodging. And I-27, come over. I-27, straighten out. Alright, I-29 is having a problem here. Gonna try a trick that should work. Okay, full back. How deep are we? I just want to see just how good this model is. Killerfish touts that they do this all according to actual noise values. I'm just not so sure. Are we at 140? We are at 140. We need to come deeper. I want to set this baby on the bottom. Back, forward. Whoops. No, I don't want to go that deep. Not 240. Slow it up. Alright, let's try 250. There's 250. Alright, let's try 260 then. No, not 270, 260. There we go. Right, it should be very hard to tell me from the ground. Stop turning. All silent. I did rig for silent, right? Thought I Alright, Fletcher's gonna come right over the top of me, it looks like. Are we gonna fool her? She's turning. She's dropping. I mean, those depth charges should completely block out any sonar that they have. They should have, by dropping on me and not hitting me, they should have made me just vanish. I just want to see this for science purposes. They should not be able to reacquire me. I'm in their baffles. They dropped all kinds of depth charges. No flippin' way they have any idea where I am anymore. Alright guys, this might seem unsportsmanlike, but hear me out. I'm about to end this encounter. The reason for which is I'm a goddamn rock sitting on the fucking bottom of the ocean floor. Those depth charges, which were somewhat close, would have thrown sand and other particulate, even more masking the signature of this submarine. They would have possibly been able to do an initial depth charge like that because they saw the sub vanish at an approximate location. And so it would be standard operating procedure to depth charge that location where you believe the sub to be. However, the fact that the Mahan is turning right back on me tells me video game logic. They know where I am because it's a video game, and video games can't accurately reflect the complexities of how sound travels underwater. It's just nigh impossible to simulate. So they have to do it through other means. Anyway, this is an example of where what other means they're using just has some flaws and can't recreate things that sub-commanders would do to evade surface ships. Right now I'm doing a tactic that a sub-commander would have done to evade these surface ships, and it would have more than likely succeeded. So I'm going to end this encounter here because, as far as I'm concerned, we got away. Yeah. So it's over. These subs are going home. And we did manage to sink something in that encounter. That's right, that lucky shot on one of the Fletchers. So that's it's a bonus there. Alright, this group is out of torps. They need to RTB. You guys are heading back to theater. Okay. If anyone's at home getting hell bent out over the fact that I just ended that battle, I'm sorry guys, but it is my game, and I oftentimes give the AI the benefit of the doubt most of the time, but there's some situations where I just gotta override AI's ability to magically see everything, and that was one of those occasions where I'm gonna actually side on my side for once. Will these Bettys find our target? They did. Heck yeah. Alright. We got 12 Bettys here. I think I'm just gonna tell them all. I don't know. Right about now, just gonna tell them all to attack the same target, because I wanted to get them all kind of coming in from some various different angles. Fish away! I think that's pretty much a dead duck. Anybody who hasn't dropped, retask. Do 2, please. Attack. 1, 4, 5, and 8 can't attack. So 2, are you now attacking 2? You are. Fish away! She took 3. That should be enough to sink her, honestly. I mean, in the real world, 3 torps would certainly sink a light cruiser. But this is war at sea, where 3 torps, well, it's anybody's guess what's going to happen. Sometimes you drop 1 torp and it sinks something, sometimes you drop 9 torps and it doesn't. Well, okay, maybe I'm being a little facetious, but you get the idea. If I can get both of these light cruisers, this will be a... Oh yeah, this is a victory. We'll celebrate that wonderful attack. Go ahead and RTB back to Rabul. Very pleased with that strike. We probably should send some planes out to do their job. I've been... What? Why? That doesn't even make sense. But okay. Something must have recently landed. I've been kind of ignoring my tasks. Not sending out the planes like I should be. We'll even put a new one up here. Range is 708. Actually, we could go way over here. Alright, Shortland. Let's go ahead and manage cargo here. Okay, you can have troops, supplies, engineering, deal. Make your way back to our new forward ammo cache, Santa Isabella. Speaking of air, Santa Isabella needs to get to work. Aircraft near Russell, that's fine. More aircraft near Russell. Both my ASW squadrons are doing their job, right? Zeros have encountered the 4 destroyers. We'll ignore that. Where are they going? Going to continue to go that way, or are they going to turn back around and head back in? Alright, Rabul, you should be ready. 6, nothing. Down, over. It's interesting how the scout planes, the flood of scout planes always come in at the end of the day. Right, 1900. No fly time. So in this episode, we had a couple unique things. We had a nice Kate drop on 2 light cruisers. Let's check out who they were. Those light cruisers. They were the Springfield and the Portsmouth. So in this episode, we sunk the Springfield, Portsmouth, the Pringle, the Bulch, and the Samson. I think these guys too. The Cassin, the Hutchins, and the Stanley. Indeed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ships, 2 light cruisers, and 6 destroyers. It was a fairly productive day, I think, or at least episode. We're now up to 500,000 tons sunk, 95 total ships. So things are looking pretty good for us. How are the light cruisers looking for the Americans these days? So the Brooklyn class has 2 left, the Brooklyn and the Helena. That's what it looks like. So 7 of 9 sunk. The Atlanta class is probably the most prevalent. We've sunk 2 of 8 so far. And the Cleveland, we've done a fair number on the Cleveland, even though it's a huge class with 27 ships. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 of 27. So more than half of the Cleveland class has been sunk to date. Then, of course, the heavy cruisers. We've also done a bit of damage to. So we're making progress. Slow but sure. But this is probably where we're going to wrap up this episode. A couple nice sub encounters and a beautiful drop by some Kates that took 2 light cruisers down to see Davy Jones. Anyway, we have SAG Group 2 still inbound to perform half of Operation Mo. Basically the destruction of Port Moresby facilities, as much as can be done with that fleet. 2 of our carriers are arriving back to rearm. SAG Group 1 has rearmed and actually has had a bit of a makeover with ships capable of ASW have been added to the task force, so it won't be blind ASW-wise anymore. And Supply Group 1 is heading back, as the 21st would mean that the 28th is the next day for supplies to show up, so she's gonna probably make it tomorrow, which is the 27th. So she'll be sitting around for a day, but at least she'll be ready and waiting when the 28th hits to bring up any troops and supplies forward all the way to Santa Isabella now, although she'll probably drop off at Shortland and leave the trips for Supply Group 2 to ferry to Santa Isabella. At some point, we're going to have to add a little more firepower to Supply Group 2, as she's going to start ferrying from Santa Isabella straight into Guadalcanal. And in order to do that, I need a bit more firepower to waddle in there like it owns the place. So I'm thinking at least 2 heavy cruisers needs to be added to this group, if not a battleship. maybe a battleship and 2 heavy cruisers, and we'll throw in 2 more of the light cruisers, because the light cruisers actually function fairly well as transports themselves. In this group we have right now, as it is, I think we have 1 light cruiser and no, that's a destroyer, isn't it? Yeah. Is that a Yugumo class destroyer? No, that's a Minekaze, maybe? Yeah, so this doesn't even have any light cruisers. Maybe 2 light cruisers, 2 heavy cruisers, and a battleship? Honestly, this ship is fairly blind ASW-wise, or this fleet is fairly blind ASW-wise. It has 1 ship here capable of ASW. These 2 Momis are not capable of ASW. Two heavy, 2 lights, and another ASW ship. I mean, if I have 2 ASW ships, I can do ASW. I don't need really more than 2. Granted, where are those 2 ships going to be on the formation? Maybe I'm just overthinking this. Maybe I'm not. Maybe no heavy cruisers, just go light cruiser, and 3 more ASW vessels. I don't need any more actual. One cargo and 1 oiler is more than enough to take per trip. Yeah, maybe just 1 heavy cruiser, 2 light cruisers, 2 more ASW, for a total of 3 ASW scattered around. That, yeah, I think that's probably the balance we're going to go for. 1 heavy, 2 lights, and then 2 more ASWs. So we'll probably put that together, that 5 group task force. We'll sail down here and rendezvous with supply group 2. In fact, we could probably afford it now. 1 heavy cruiser, 2 light cruisers, and 2 ASW ships. I actually think maybe we'll do that this episode so that I don't forget. I'm not American though. We need Japanese stuff. So by ASW, I'm thinking the Kamikaze class, which is the one that's light on the depth charges. Correct. So 2 of these. Light cruisers. Is there any reason not to take the cheapest light cruiser? What is the differences here? We have 4 5.5 inch compared to 7 on the Kuma, 7 on the Nagara, 7 on the Sendai. So the difference here is torps, right? Right. This is a transport fleet that we are giving a heavy cruiser to because we want to be able to actually be relevant in battle if we need to be. We haven't used any Kumas because they have the lesser torpedoes than the Nagara. However, the Nagara is probably better for a straight up surface action group. So let's give the Kuma. Sure, 2 Kumas. Kind of lesser quality ship. And I'm thinking of the perfect heavy cruiser for this group, actually. The one that has slightly less firepower, but slightly more tank. And I'm talking about the Tone. What is that? Error, system collection, generic dictionary, 2 system string does not contain value for error on board. Oh, what is this? I've never seen that before. There's a new button. Oh, this must be a new update that I haven't properly tweaked because I have an override. Okay, I'll have to look into that. Tone has air radar. That's a plus. So with the combination of the Yugumo and that, we'll have both radars. So she has 8 guns at 8-inch, where if you look at the Takao or the Mogami, you have 10 guns at 8-inch. So the Tone class has actual less gun power, but where it has its difference is in the armor belt. You have pretty heavy armor belts here, 5.7, 2.6, 6.9, 1, 5.1, where if you look at the Mogami, you can already see that the Tone has slightly more than the Mogami in various places. And then if you compare it to the Takao, it's got even more. So yes, the Tone is going to be our capital ship for this purpose, just because it has the extra I can take a hit for this fleet. As these ships are more often than not going to act as a picket. They're going to engage. They're going to take as much of the fight as they can, allowing the merchants to escape or to get wherever the merchants need to go. So this is the perfect ship for this fleet, I think. Indeed, it is. Alright, we're gonna, for now, set this in a line ahead. Those are our 2 ASW ships in the lead with the Tone in the rear. Yeah, it looks good to me. Or do we want to put her in the center? I think she should probably get put in the center. Oh no. I always do that. Every single time I set up a dam, I do it twice because I screw it up. So we went with kamikazes? Yeah, it was kamikazes. They are the ones with less step charges, right? Yes. 2 of them. Then let's throw in the Tone next. And go back to the Kumas 2. And cost is 64. Look at that. Look at that. We just had enough. I wasn't even looking at the cost of the fleet before when we threw it together. So I'd say going slightly cheaper here actually allowed us to be able to pull this group off. So that works. All right, Task Force 42. Let's just head on down there and rendezvous with the rest of your task force, your supply group. You're now going to escort supply ships for the rest of your life. Anyway, that is probably where we're going to wrap up this episode. Hopefully you're enjoying it. If so, how about smashing that like button? Make some comments, make some noise, ask some questions, give some advice, whatever. Throw it in the comments. Anything except for the you really should edit your videos, because no matter how many times you type that, it's not happening, guys. I don't do YouTube for a living. This is a hobby. If you've ever edited a video, anyone that's ever edited a video knows how much time and effort that takes. And it's boring. And it's not exciting, and it's not fun. I do this as a hobby because I just enjoy to share my gameplay with other people. It would no longer be enjoyable if I had to edit my videos. So you could ask that all you want, but I'm telling you now, it's a pipe dream. Just save your comments about me editing my videos. It's not happening. But with that out of the way, I'm James Johnson, aka Sulfurblade. This is my content. Hopefully you're enjoying it. If so, please leave a like and subscribe. And until the next time, all, peace.